missed the last 5 minutes. That's why I was stumbling over my words also. There's not a lot happening. Are we good? Hi everyone, welcome back to the second half of this game at Cantilever Park in the MPL Premier Division this afternoon. We are just on the way for the second 45 minutes. It's Warrington Town 0, Marine 0, for those of you joining us for the second half. Marine in our white shirts and blue shorts and blue socks this afternoon. Kicking from right to left as I look in the second half. Warrington in the all dark navy kit this afternoon. Kicking from left to right. The ball is down the Warrington left with Isaac Buckley Ricketts, very lively in that first half. Looks inside for Matty McDonald, who takes the low shot from the edge of the box. Put that straight at Bailey Passant. Not very cleanly struck, to be fair, the shot, and Passant's able to field that one comfortably. I'll give you the two teams very shortly as Passant clears away to my left from his hand. Won by Hannigan, centre of the Warrington defence, and out for a throw-in on the halfway, which Sean Smith will take on the Marine left. As the floodlights start to take full effect here at Cantilever Park this afternoon. On a very chilly Boxing Day. Chances for either side in that first half, notably the home side. Missing the penalty through Stefan Moles, and the same player hitting the outside of the post from 6 yards or so, just minutes later. And Marine themselves having the goal disallowed. Lucas Weir's side-footed finish from 6 yards, following the Charlie Doyle shot, disallowed by the linesman for offside. So we headed in goalless. I'd have to say that Town had the better in terms of the attacking threat in that first half. The midfield doing particularly well against the likes of Doyle and Weir, and the lively Buckley Ricketts up front, a persistent thorn in the side of the Marine defence in that first half. As one to look to come forward down the right, ball clipped in from this right by left winger Luke Duffy towards the back post, but over his teammates' heads, and Marine able to smuggle clear. Halfway, Torway looks to put the ball away on the right for Saul Solomon. Tony Thompson, the goalkeeper, comes a long way out of his area, but does beat Solomon to the ball and clears out for a throw-in on the Marine right. Give you those two teams in a minute. Don't forget, of course, you can also follow along on Twitter. Tom Wardle alongside me this afternoon doing a sterling job in conditions, certainly temperature-wise, not dissimilar to
1,181. Thanks very much for your fantastic support.
Not dissimilar to those conditions we suffered on Tuesday up at Marsk. You may have just heard there 1,181 apparently in attendance this afternoon. Hard for us to see from our position. Doesn't look to be quite that many, but official attendance just short of 1,200 for this Boxing Day clash between two sides in the top six. As Marine play into the Warrington half, and the ball prodded out by the Warrington defence. Midway inside the Warrington half, on this near touchline, the Marine left, and it will be a throw to ourselves. Sean Smith goes, in fact, I think it's Charlie Doyle, is it? Looking to take a long throw. Throw comes in now. We'll see it was. Wardle attempts to flick on. Ball clear to the Marine area. Solomon looks to pick up, but well defended by left back Andy White for the home side. But the ball is out for a corner to Marine. Will be taken on the right. Marine kicking now towards the fans who have travelled up the M62 this afternoon. Camped behind Tony Thompson's goal, the opposite end of the pitch, away to my commentary position. Ball played in by Lucas Weir, left-footed, but headed clear initially by Town. Looked to be recycled by Sean Smith, but cut out by Warrington and played over halfway. And Jocelyn Davis has to do well to win a header ahead of the lively Isaac Buckley Ricketts, as I say, the centre forward, persistent
Substitution
in the
for
home
Marine
side,
replacing number 3,
in the
Sean
Marine
Smith,
side.
is number 17, James Barrigan.
And the Mariners making a very early change, just a couple of minutes into the second half. As you may have just heard there, Sean Smith, who missed the game in midweek, was away, returning to left back berth today, and he's can be replaced early in the second half by James Barrigan, who of course played in that role up at Marsk on Tuesday. The Marine lineup now reads: Bailey Passington goal, Josh Solomon Davis, James Barrigan, Jordan Lussey, Josh Wardle, skipper, Johnny Spittle, Lucas Weir, Charlie Doyle, Mo Torre, Sol Solomon and Andy Skersbrick. Just looking to the Marine bench this afternoon. Barrigan just come on, of course. Also Luke Clark, Mark Howarth, Hayden Campbell, leading scorer, and Freddie Price also available to Neil Young this afternoon. Ball currently at the feet of home goalkeeper Tony Thompson. A veteran ex-Altrincham keeper, all in green, rolls the ball out and clears long into the Marine half. Big shout from Bailey Passons, and Josh Wardle allows the ball to travel through to the Marine keeper. As I say, Warrington certainly having the better of that first half in terms of attacking threat and winning the midfield battle through ex-Mariner Bohan Dixon, particularly the home skipper, giving Charlie Doyle in particular rather torrid time in that first half. Doyle and Jordan Lussey finding it tough this afternoon against Dixon and the likes of McDonald and Harris as well for the homesters, but the game remains goalless, and we hope for better in this second half from Marine perspective. Andy Skersbrick now looking to do just that, picks the ball up, looks to slot Mo Torre through, but Warrington cut the ball out, and there's a foul adjudged on their right back Josh Seary, who had a decent first half for the home side, young right back. And this will give Tony Thompson in goal a chance to come a couple of yards outside of his area and clear left-footed from this free kick for Town. Just so now into the Marine half. Josh Wardle under this one beats Buckley Ricketts to the ball, but the Warrington striker picks up possession, looks to play the ball back to Harris, looks for 1-2 now with the Warrington midfielder. Buckley Ricketts showing tricks there, very lively with the ball at his feet, and forces Jordan Lussey into a hurried left-footed clearance out for a throw into Warrington, taken by Seary. Goes inside to Dixon, who picks up possession, and all the way across to left back Andy White strides forward, takes a left-footed shot on, reasonably well struck from about 25 yards or so, but again straight at the well-positioned Bailey Passant, who was able to claim that one without too much trouble. Neat build up once again through that man Bohan Dixon in the Warrington midfield, as Marine look to clear. Wardle plays high into the Warrington half, but Seary able to clear. Skews his clearance somewhat though, and the ball spirals straight out for a throw-in to the Mariners on this near left-hand touchline. Just a reminder, if you have just joined us, so Warrington Town 0, Marine 0, and James Barrigan replacing Sean Smith just a couple of minutes into the second half for the Mariners. Marine, of course, look to bounce back from our FA Trophy defeat in midweek at Marsk as we return to league action this afternoon. Long throw into the area from Jordan Lussey. Warrington looking to clear. Wardle makes it difficult, but Hannigan eventually able to hook the ball forward, and Buckley Ricketts does well just to make life difficult for Jordan Lussey. And on the second occasion, but Lussey eventually comes away. Buckley Ricketts just limping away from that challenge. The Marine man doing well just to deny the Warrington striker, who's arguably been the pick of the home side's players thus far. Referee Barry Lamb bedecked in his neon bib to avoid clashing with the home side's away kit this afternoon as they support the shelter charity. Cleared by keeper Thompson into the Marine half, well won by Josh Wardle to Mo Torre's feet. Torre square to Charlie Doyle. Has Josh Solomon Davis overlapping. Ball at Solomon Davis's feet, right of goal. Tried to play a low ball across the face of goal, but well blocked at source by Andy White for the Homesters. Solomon Davis picks up once more. Left-footed tries to cross, but again can't find his intended target. Strong challenge just outside the centre circle by Johnny Spittle to win possession from Marine. The home side clear once more as far as Barragan, substitute, receives the ball back. Andy Scarisbrick takes a tumble, looks to have been fouled there, but play waved on. Torre now on the corner of the Warrington box, lays the ball back to Lucas Weir. Weir in turn finds Barragan on the left touchline. Barragan with Weir now overlapping. Weir fires the ball over, which Thompson has dropped initially, but the Mariners unable to capitalise. Sol Solomon, I think it was, nearest place there. Ball was played in from the left byline by Weir. Thompson wasn't under particular pressure, but did fumble the ball initially, but recovered to drop on the ball and smother at the feet of Sol Solomon, who was lurking. The Jersey man, of course, already has 8 to his name in Marine colours, looking for a 9th there. Almost a gift from the home keeper. But the danger is averted, and the ball back into Marine half from the goal kick towards Andy Scarisbrick. Looks forward for Solomon. Solomon laid off to Torre, looked to be fouled, but finds Scarisbrick once more on the edge of the box. Scarisbrick stood up by the Warrington defence. Goes down under a challenge, but certainly no chance of a foul there. Just took a stumble there, Andy Scarisbrick, and Warrington clear out to the left-hand touchline for a Marine throw. I take a small swig of tea on this rather chilly Boxing Day afternoon. Here just off the M62. The cantilever bridge just away at the far corner of the ground. That's a Marine long throw from the left by Jordan Lussey. And that's looked to be headed behind for a corner, and indeed it was. Referee Lamb awards the corner to Marine, to be taken from our left. Solomon walking over to take this one. For those of you who are at Lancaster, Solomon scoring direct from a corner on that occasion. Whipped one into the back post, which the Lancaster keeper failed to deal with. Ball dropping straight in. I'm sure he'll try to do similar here. Takes right-footed from the Marine left towards the near post this time. Good header clearing the Warrington defence, but ball back with Solomon now. He looks to get a shot away as the ball's laid back to him, but in fairness, the layoff was under hit somewhat. Solomon just stretching to take his shot on and fired high away to the aforementioned bridge. High, wide and not particularly handsome on that occasion. It remains Warrington Town 0, Marine 0. Big game, of course, for both these clubs. 4th place Mariners taking on 6th place Warrington Town side, who have been there or thereabouts around the playoffs in the last few seasons in the Premier Division. Of course, only missed out in the playoff final narrowly last season on promotion to Conference North. They were beaten by Scarborough Athletic, who went up. I'm sure Warrington won't be far away once again this season in what is a very tightly packed and competitive division. Thompson clears from the goal kick to halfway. Headed forward by the Marine defence, the feet of Torre. Torre looks to take on Andy White on that occasion. White, who had been booked in the first half. Just adjudged to have infringed Torre on that occasion. Not a particularly severe foul, but free kick awarded to Marine. A few yards inside the Warrington half and a couple of yards inside from that right-hand touchline. Once again, a chance to put the ball forward diagonally into the box, as we do now. Headed clear as far as Andy Scarisbrick. Scarra's dispossessed, and then Warrington looked to break through the lively and quick Buckley Ricketts. Steps inside, but a great challenge. Coming across by Jordan Lussey, helping out his defensive partners there, the midfield man. Very well timed challenge just outside the area to die Buckley Ricketts. But Warrington recycle possession now towards right back Josh Seary on halfway. Once again, Buckley Ricketts particularly lively for the home side and showed his pace on that occasion. Looked to break clear, escaped Johnny Spittle's attention, but not that of Jordan Lussey, who made a great covering challenge. Warrington come down this near right hand side in front of our commentary position. Ball inside to midfielder McDonald to the feet of Buckley Ricketts. Moles takes over with the overlapping White on his left, but denied in that pass by Josh Solomon Davis. Good cut out by JSD, and Marine looked to counter, but a poor crossfield ball on that occasion. I think that was Sol Solomon on that occasion, but Solomon, the Jerseyman, does well to win the ball back for the Mariners with a good challenge in midfield. It's home for his error there, and the ball back with Josh Solomon Davis at right back, a couple of yards inside the Warrington half. Plays back to Lussey. Lussey in turn lays the ball back to centre back Johnny Spittle. Finds the feet of James Barrigan. Nearly second half substitute this afternoon, Barrigan for the Mariners, but dispossessed. Buckley Ricketts lays the ball off, and a long range effort. Luke Duffy, left winger, trying a speculative shot from about 40 or 45 yards there, just spotting Bailey Passant had wandered off his line, but the left winger didn't get hold of that right footed attempt as he would liked, and the ball fielded fairly comfortably by Passant, and he clears from drop kick into the Warrington half. Hannigan plays all the way back to Tony Thompson, whose first time clearance with his left foot is straight out of play on that far side, about midway inside the Warrington half for a throw in to the Mariners. And a much better period of play at the start of the second half, I'd have to say, from Marine. In comparison to
substitution for the Yellows, replacing number 7,
what we saw in the first half.
Is number 12, Jordan Buckley.
As you may have heard, the substitution for the home side is Jordan Buckley, who's travelled, an experienced striker, replaces Stefan Moles. Moles, the man who missed that penalty in the first quarter of an hour of today's game, and also hit the post with another very presentable opportunity from 6 yards or so. Moles now replaced by Buckley. Throw into Marine. Level with the edge of the Warrington Town box. Lussey, long throw into the area, but Town head away and are able to volley clear from the edge of their box. Nice touch into the path of Buckley Ricketts. Once more, bursts over halfway. Solomon Davis looking to cover. Buckley Ricketts tries to bend one across to substitute Buckley. Cut out initially, but Matty McDonald puts a shot wide from 10 yards or so. The initial ball in from Buckley Ricketts cut out, but the ball falling kindly to feet of McDonald. He was just left of centre. Tried a left-footed shot from 10 yards as Passant looked to narrow the angle somewhat, but he screwed his shot tamely wide, it has to be said, a good couple of yards wide of Passant's left-hand post, but certainly the best chance of this second half thus far, and a bit of a let-off once again for the Mariners. Just as I was saying, we've enjoyed a bit more possession, better proceedings than we did in the first half. Very, very decent chance there for the home side. Once again, as they broke quickly through the speedy Buckley Ricketts, advanced over halfway, ball falling to McDonald, but the midfielder screwing his shot wide, and it remains Warrington Town 0, Marine 0. Ball in the Warrington half. Marine look to press once again, but we lose possession and the ball's out for a Warrington throw on the right hand side, which right back Seary will take. 10 yards or so from the halfway line. Looks down the line. Wardle battling with his man, wins the header in the air, and Barrigan looks to play down the left towards Solomon. Bit of afters going on here after Wardle have won that header in the air. After he challenged with the substitute Jordan Buckley, it looked like, from the home side. Linesman only about 5 or so yards away from that incident and would have seen everything. Wardle just on his haunches and getting to his feet shortly. The neon bib bedecked Barry Lamb also in attendance, the referee, and he's going to have a word with his linesman, who, as I say, had a very good view of that incident. Only 6 or 7 yards away. Be interesting to see how Mr. Lamb deals with this incident. He's walking over to Josh Wardle now, who is back to his feet. I'd imagine possibly a yellow for either player. The yellow card issues to both Josh Wardle, the Marine skipper, and Warrington substitute Buckley. Bit of handbags there, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, after Wardle had beaten Buckley in the air to win the initial header. And looks like the Mariners are
is number 14, Mark Howarth.
Mariners have made a second substitution in the afternoon, and this time it is Motore, who's been kept quiet, it has to be said, largely by the Warrington midfield and defence this afternoon. And Torre is replaced by Mark Howarth. Howarth, of course, played centre back in Johnny Spittle's absence on Tuesday evening. Be interesting to see how he slots in and how Neil Young rejigs things. Play hasn't restarted, and following the substitution, the ball's in the referee's hands. About 90 yards or so away to our left in the Warrington right back slot, but the ball is now dropped and play continues. Warrington, Hannigan playing out to the left hand side to left back Andy White. White comes over the halfway line, steps inside, looks into McDonald's feet, nice turn from McDonald, but runs into Charlie Doyle, but Warrington retain possession. Back to Bowen Dixon, largely effective in that first half, a good diagonal. Well, it appeared to be a good diagonal ball, looking for right back Josh Seary, but the ball out of play just a couple of yards in front of our commentary position, and a Marine throw. Looks like Mark Howarth has slotted into what appears now to be possibly a back five, just in between centre backs Spittle and Wardle. With Josh Davis, of course, at right back, and substitute Barrigan playing on the left midfield, with Lucas Weir dropping back to left back, following substitution of Sean Smith just a couple of minutes into the second half. So plenty of reorganisation for Neil Young. Motore now having been withdrawn, leaving Andy Scaresbrick to support Sol Solomon in an attacking sense for the Mariners. It's Warrington, deep possession, but inside their own half. Dixon now looks down the right, but cut out by Howarth, and plays down the line. Decent looking ball by Howarth for Scaresbrick to chase, and forces the ball all the way back to the homekeeper Thompson, as Warrington look to play out again, to their credit, but unable to do so, and Andy White clears straight out of play on the Marine right, but once again about halfway inside the Warrington half for a Marine throw-in. Another chance for Jordan Lussey to launch one of his particularly long throws into the Warrington box. Dealt with well so far, it has to be said, by the Warrington centre-backs. Hannigan and Gums both having solid games this afternoon. But in comes the throw now, deep into the Warrington box. Head away as far as Josh Solomon Davis, who recycles to Lussey. Lussey plays the ball in. Oh, towards Solomon. Can't get anything on it initially. Clip back in, and the ball falls at the far post for our best chance of the afternoon. And that's a great chance from about 6 yards out or so. And it looks to be Josh Wardle. Is it? In fact, it's Charlie Doyle at far post. Doyle coming in on the volley. The ball clipped back in by Solomon from the left-hand side. Evaded the town defence, and from only about 6 yards out or so, Charlie Doyle volleying over with the goal gaping. And what a let-off that is for the home side. Again, it has to be said, it would have been somewhat against the run of play of the game in its totality, but we wouldn't have been complaining. But unfortunately, Charlie Doyle volleying over, a great chance for the Mariners. As we enter the final quarter of the game, glorious chance there for the Mariners to pinch the lead, but not to be. It remains Warrington Town 0, Marine 0. And the free kick now for Marine, a couple of yards inside their own half. Substitute Mark Howarth plays forward towards the edge of the box. Won by Wardle initially, but cleared by Warrington as they look to come down this right-hand touchline. Long ball, play forward, but well read by Mark Howarth. Not been on the pitch that long, but stepped in well there. Averted the danger, and Marine attack through Andy Scareswick to the edge of the Warrington box. Looks to play a low ball left-footed. Cut out at near post by Warrington Town, but behind for a Marine corner. And again, plenty of ebb and flow to this game. Warrington looking particularly threatening on the quick counter through Buckley Ricketts, but the Mariners have performed better in this second half. Missing a great chance there through Charlie Doyle. But certainly showing up a lot brighter than we did in that first period. Be a corner once again for Sol Solomon to take on the Marine left. He'll whip this one in right-footed once more. The corner comes in now towards the near post. Poor corner in truth. Headed away at the near post by Warrington defence, as far as Buckley Ricketts, who looks to pick up the pieces, but only played inside as far as Andy Scareswick. Ambitious shot from Sol Solomon from an angle from a good 35 yards or so, never troubling Tony Thompson, straight through to the home keeper, and Warrington come again into the Marine half down their left. White plays a low ball into the towards the edge of the 6-yard box towards midfielder Matty McDonald, who looked to latch on but prodded behind. I think it was by Jordan Lucy on that occasion, and it's a corner to Warrington. Quick break once again. They look to be threatening in that fashion all afternoon. Another substitution about to be made. I think it's by the home side. But the corner will be taken first from the Warrington left. Curled in, flicked on by Evan Gums. Dixon's kept the ball in on this right byline. Looks to take on Wardle. Wardle stands up. The two skippers going toe-to-toe here. Picks Dixon with the ball just in front of my position here in the corner. And Wardle as well to prod the ball out of play for a throw to Warrington. And that will give them the chance to...
Substitution for the Yellows, replacing number 8, Matty McDonald.
Make the substitution.
Number 14, Sean Williams.
As you may have heard, it's Sean Williams, another experienced midfielder, coming on for Matty McDonald, who's had quite a reasonable game for the home side, been involved in quite a lot of their attacks and passing football, and of course had that chance only 5 minutes or so ago, which he failed to take, 10 yards or so, but he's replaced now by Sean Williams in a like-for-like swap in the town midfield. Throw and taken by right back Josh Seary for the home side. Ball back to Williams. Looked across but comes off Andy Scareswick's back, but behind for a corner to the home side. Williams just in front of me will take this one. As the home side now enjoying a bit of pressure, just in the ascendancy. But it does remain goalless here at Cantilever Park. Williams now looks to clip in left-footed, but plays back to the edge of the box as far as Andy White, who has forced onto his right foot, not his strongest foot, and plays beyond the back post. Buckley Ricketts looks to retrieve and does so well. Good trickery from the striker and a good ball in just over the head of Evan Gums. And Barragan's able to clear for Marine towards halfway. Town pick up possession. Look to recycle. Seary, though, has to play all the way back to keeper Tony Thompson, who launches forward left-footed into the Marine half. Dixon flicks his header on towards Buckley Ricketts. But Spittle's well placed to tidy up and play back to Passant, who clears into the Warrington half. Warrington look to build again inside their own half. Wayward ball forward though. Only finds Josh Wardle at the heart of the Marine defence. Wardle lays off to Mark Howarth and plays forward to Andy Scarisbrick. Scarisbrick controls well initially and takes a shove in the back. Not for the first time this afternoon, but possibly for the first time he's actually been found in favour of. Scarisbrick, of course, the ex-Warrington Rylands man, who the Mariners face on Monday afternoon back at the MTA.
Substitution for the Elves, replacing number 11, Luke Duffy, is number 16, Mitch Duggan.
As Warrington make their final change of the afternoon, Luke Duffy, again, a quite good game, the Warrington left winger, he's replaced by another ex-Mariner in the shape of Mitch Duggan. Interesting to see how they change things here, Warrington. Duggan, normally a right back, stroke right midfielder, coming on for left winger Duffy. But it is a Marine free kick, about 10 yards outside of the Warrington box, towards this near touchline. Whipped in by Lucy, left footed, goes towards the far post. No one got a flick on it, and the ball actually only went a yard or so wide of Thompson's left hand post. To be fair to the keeper, he didn't seem to be too untroubled with it. Fairly confident the ball was always going wide. But just a scare there for the home side, just for one moment from that in-swinging free kick from Lucy. But it remains Warrington Town 0. Marine 0. We head into the last quarter of an hour of the game. Thompson takes the goal kick. Headed out by Charlie Doyle, I think it was on that occasion. Sorry, Jordan Lucy. For a Warrington throw, which is wasted by the home side. And Marine can look to come forward. Good flick by Solomon. Looks to get away from his man on the right. He's got Scarisbrick in the centre, if he could find him, but well covered once again at the heart of the Warrington defence by Tom Hannigan on that occasion. Had to make his ground there, Hannigan, as Scarisbrick was on his own centre of goal. Had Solomon reached the pass forward and been able to squirt. But the ball is out for a throw-in, level with the edge of the Warrington box on the Marine right. Once again, Lucy will look to cause the home side problems with a long throw, and it comes in now. Towards the near post, flicked on this time, and Thompson collects well. Under a little bit of pressure, the home keeper, but held well and looks to launch forward to Buckley Ricketts. And this time, referee's assistant has his flag up, judging Mark Howard to have fouled the Warrington number 9. Free kick to the home side. 10 yards or so inside the Marine half, just towards this near touchline, which is the Warrington right. Warrington look to play the ball on the floor as they have done most of the game, but now clips in towards the edge of the box. Passing comes right to the edge of the area, but does a good job in getting the punch clear, to be fair to him. Solomon looked to be fouled, but referee waves play on, and the ball into Buckley Ricketts' feet as Warrington look to threaten once more. Ball with substitute Sean Williams, lays off to the skipper Bowen Dixon. Dixon towards the edge of the box, but tackled by a fantastic intervention from Johnny Spittle on that occasion. And Marine able to clear. Ball played forward down the channel for Andy Scaresbrick to collect. Looks inside, finds Solomon. Solomon looks to break into the box, does so, but can't get a shot away. And a great tackle at the other end, to be fair, by Warrington man Jay Harris to deny Solomon. End-to-end stuff now as we enter the last 12 or so minutes of the game. Marine pick up possession and come forward once more through Scaresbrick, but his pass in towards Solomon, who's worked tirelessly up front for the Mariners this afternoon, is somewhat wayward, and the ball rolls through harmlessly to Tony Thompson in the town goal. Still Warrington Town 0, Marine 0 here at Cantilever Park on this increasingly bitter Boxing Day afternoon. Town look to play forward, but cut out by Mark Howarth towards halfway. Scaresbrick looks to set Marine on the attack, but is denied by a very strong but firm challenge from Evan Gums, the ex-Tranmere man, at the heart of the Warrington defence. And the ball out for a Marine throw just on halfway in Lucas Weir, who's dropped back into left back following the replacement of Sean Smith by James Barragan. Leaves the throw in back for Mark Howarth. Down the line, Town win the header initially, but the ball now forward towards Andy Scaresbrick, but he's been adjudged offside. Play continuing for the moment, but the linesman does have his flag up, and now referee Barry Lamb has spotted it, and free kick for offside has been awarded in the home side's favour. Just a yard or two outside of the penalty area. Goalkeeper Tony Thompson getting on with things quickly and plays forward, but Wardle once again wins his header, as he has done so often this afternoon. The ball as far as Andy White, the Town left back, on that far left touchline, plays the ball in towards substitute Buckley, but he's unable to control, and the ball through to Bailey Passant. Passant rolls out to Mark Howarth. Howarth looks to switch play, but somewhat aimless diagonal ball there from Howarth, disappointingly. And straight back to Warrington, who look to come again down the right with Siri, their right back. Good touch inside to Buckley Ricketts, who turns away from Barragan, steps inside, plays square. Somewhat wayward pass from the Warrington striker, but collected, and Warrington able to recycle possession in towards substitute Buckley, but Buckley there is denied by a fair challenge by Johnny Spittle, and the ball out for a throw in to the home side, level with the edge of the Marine box, in front of this near 1200 crowd here this afternoon. Sean Williams, substitute for Warrington, lays back to left back Andy White. Warrington keeping possession and trying to stretch Marine now. They use the width of the pitch. Ball low, roll back to midfielder Harris, but his ball wastefully forward and straight into the grateful arms of Bailey Passant. Both teams finding the opposition defence difficult to break down now. Both teams seem reasonably well set. It might take something special to break the deadlock and pinch all 3 points this afternoon. But Warrington, once again, Dixon looks to get away, skip away from his man, steps inside to the area, and Dixon fires, but a yard or so. Yard or so over the bar. Johnny Spittle was initially who lunged in to try and stop Bowen Dixon's progress. Halfway inside the Marine half. Failed to do so, but has collected a yellow card retrospectively for that challenge from referee Lamb. Dixon did skip away, stepped inside into the Marine area, but from about 15 yards well struck shot, but cleared.
Is number 15, Hayden Campbell.
Cleared Bailey Passant's bar by a yard or so. Rising strike, well struck, but over the crossbar, thankfully, from our perspective, as we make our third and final change of the afternoon. Andy Scarisbrick, who's worked tirelessly today, as he always does, replaced by Marines' leading scorer of the season, Hayden Campbell. Campbell and Solomon now to see out the game up front for Marine, as we look to try and pinch a winner, which at this stage will be a huge bonus. Many of us at half time arguably would have settled for a point, given the home side's assertion in the first half. And of course, having missed that penalty, Warrington, early on, and also hit the post. It's Warrington now play the ball up towards the edge of the Marine box. Headed away initially, but only as far as White. White lays off to Dixon. Low shot. Parried by Passant. Low to his left. And well cleared by the well-positioned Josh Wardle. Fortunately, no Warrington striker on hand there to pounce on that parry by Passant. Decent strike by Dixon once again. The influential home skipper, the ex-Marine man. Got a good save low to his left by Passant, and as I say, Wardle well placed to just smuggle the ball clear and avert the danger, and the game remains goalless as we head into the last 5 minutes or so, plus whatever injury time referee Lamb decides to add on. Ball headed clear by Josh Wardle with a head tennis in midfield. Warrington collect possession now. White lays back to Harris, and now Williams on the ball. Plays forward again, once again looking for Buckley Ricketts, but Marine able to clear. Again, a bit more head tennis as Warrington now look to break forward, and Dixon, think it was, who's being judged for being fouled. And Johnny Spitler, as I say, was booked just a minute or two ago for that lunge on Bowen. Dixon is now being spoken to by Barry Lamb. Josh Wardle also on hand, and I think this is Spittle's last warning from the referee. He needs to be very, very careful here in these remaining stages, these closing minutes of the game. Not to add to our not too fantastic disciplinary record this season, but it's a free kick to Warrington, about 5 yards outside the Marine area on the left hand side. It'll be Sean Williams, I think, to whip this one in into the danger area. It does so now, played in low, falls to the feet. Buckley tries to turn, but the ball rolls through to Bailey Passant, and in any event, referee Lamb had awarded a free kick. Marine man has fallen very awkwardly there, and it looks to be in some distress, I have to say, just on the edge of the 6 yard box. Ball fell initially to Jordan Buckley, the Warrington substitute from the free kick. He failed to connect. Johnny Spitler was, who's down from the Mariners, looked to be in some trouble initially, but Spittle's back on his feet now, quite quickly. And it will be a free kick. I think the foul had been awarded by referee Lamb there, following the injury to Spittle. And in fact, he's dropped the ball at Passant's feet, and Passant now launches long into the Warrington half. Gives Hayden Campbell something to chase, but Campbell looking for his first touch, having come on a few moments ago. Unable to retrieve that, and the ball rolls behind for a goal kick to the home side. As Thompson takes it, clears to halfway. to Warrington Town 0, Marine 0. Warrington launch forward into Marine half, headed away by Wardle. And as far as Jay Harris for the home side, plays down the right. Headed away well by Mark Howarth. And the ball now with James Barragan. Plays over halfway, looks for the run of Hayden Campbell, but just overhit by a couple of yards or so, unfortunately, for us Mariners. Good run from Campbell there. Barragan looking to slot me through. But just overhit the pass, Barragan.
There'll be a minimum of 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes.
As a minimum of 4 minutes have been added on, as you've probably just heard. Warrington Town 0, Marine 0, deep into the closing stages of this game here at Cantilever Park. Barragan looking to clear for Marine. Looks he does well, but just lunges at his challenge there, and the ball skews off his foot. Out for a throw in to the home side. Midway in through the Marine half on this right hand touchline. Ball at right back, Siri's feet. Siri steps inside. Looks to find Williams, but well cut out on that occasion by Charlie Doyle. Stretching for the ball and cuts it out well. But the ball back with Warrington as they look to build on halfway. Mitch Duggan, ex-Marine man, plays wide to right back Siri. Good touch from Siri to Dixon. Dixon being held up for the moment by Mark Howarth, but Dixon skips outside Howarth with ease. Plays the ball in right foot. Good header away initially to the edge of the box to Jay Harris. Harris looking to get a shot away and draws the foul from Jordan Lussey. Again, not the greatest challenge in that position from Lussey. Harris certainly looking for a free kick in that position, but managed to draw it, the Warrington man, from Jordan Lussey, who stepped in with a bit of a lunge. Harris getting exactly what he wanted, a free kick just outside the D in a fairly central position for the home side, as we are in added time. A couple of minutes into the 4 minimum added minutes allotted. And a fair chance now from this free kick for Warrington to pinch a goal, which surely would decide today's game. A few Warrington players over this one. Substitute Williams, I would guess, is likely to hit it, although left footer Andy White also standing over the ball with menace. White steps up over the ball. Williams straight at Passant, who holds in relative comfort, to be fair. It was a side-footed curling effort from Williams, but never going to be Passant there with the pace the ball was hit. And Passant launches the ball deep into the Warrington half, but all the way through to his opposite number, Tony Thompson. Thompson bowls the ball out to Mitch Duggan. Duggan plays to Andy White as Warrington look to come again. Long ball from White. Spittle looks to cut out, but mistake in the Marine defence, and the ball is put just wide by, I think it was substitute Jordan Buckley. Couple of yards inside the Marine area. Ball should have been tidied up and cleared by the Marine defence, but coming together, I think it was Johnny Spittle there, failing to clear his lines. Allowing Buckley to get his shot away on the turn, but fortunately from our perspective, a yard wide of Bailey Passant's right hand post, and the game remains 0-0. Passant clears long from the goal kick, just over halfway, but Warrington pick up possession. Good challenge though by Charlie Doyle, and Marine look to come forward now. Played square by Barragan towards Lucas Weir on the left. Weir plays a diagonal towards the centre of the box. Good header away by Hannigan, and to Solomon's feet, back to Lucas Weir. Weir clips the ball in towards the far post. Good header away once again in the heart of the town defence, and it's cleared, and that is the last action of the game. Warrington Town 0, Marine 0. Not a bad game on this this Boxing Day. Warrington arguably having the better of the chances, of course, this afternoon. Missing that penalty in the first half after 15 minutes or so. Stefan Moles, the man, denied by Bailey Passant's save away to his left. and Moles again.
Many
Denied
thanks for joining us here.
minutes later in the first half by the outside of the post. Another very, very good chance to put his side ahead, but hitting the post from about 6 yards or so. Marine then, midway through that first half, denied a goal of their own by the linesman's flag for offside against Lucas Weir, who side-footed home from Charlie Doyle's initial shot. But in truth, Warrington had the better of that first half. Marine reorganised slightly in the second, made a couple of changes, Neil Young, and did put up a better showing in that second half. But Warrington always looking dangerous through the lively striker Isaac Buckley-Rickett, and having a couple of good chances of their own in the second half, notably from Bowen Dixon, who fired a yard over from just inside the area, and then towards the closing stages to substitute Jordan Buckley following a miscommunication in the Marine defence. The Marine backline failing to clear their lines, and Buckley's shot on the turn just a yard or so wide of Bailey Passant's right hand post. But it does end here in front of just short of 1200 at Cantilever Park this afternoon. Warrington Town 0, Marine 0. We are back at the MTA, of course, on Monday afternoon. That's New Year's Monday, when we entertain Warrington Rylands in another big NPL Premier Division class. Thanks for listening and joining us this afternoon. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and we'll see you at the MTA on Monday.